Now look, you're not going to like what I say. I know you're not. You're not going to like this because it's not going to go the way you think it should go. But what Jim Jordan is doing regarding Alvin Bragg is out of bounds. And I can't stand what Alvin Bragg is doing. I live in New York. This man has abandoned and abnegated all responsibility that he owes me and the fellow citizens of this once great city, the biggest in the nation. Now, I can talk about things you don't know about in terms of what Alvin Bragg has done and how he has surrendered and given up and turned his back on his elected position at the behest of George Soros. But you don't go after someone in the middle of a prosecution that he considers to be correct, even though it's BS with a capital BS. You know it and I know it. There is this notion called federalism. There's this idea of separation of powers, of state versus local, states' rights, states' rights. You hear the conservative states' rights. This is incredible. It looks horrible. If you're going to perhaps do something, maybe have a kind of an omnibus hearing on why nobody seems to be going after crime. But this, no. I'm telling you, you're not going to like this, but it's the truth because it's all about this, the Constitution. I keep reminding everybody, this is the rule. I'm going to give you an idea of why I'm right. No, I'm going to give you a good idea. I'm going to give you proof of why I'm right. But first, a word from our sponsor. Noble Gold Investments have made it their mission to stay on top of the most important economic news. 3 bank runs in the last month. And these are the second largest and third largest runs in history. The government is taking steps to guarantee all deposits, and that means more money printing. Plus, the Fed is sitting on unrealized losses of approximately $1.2 trillion on their $8.3 trillion bond portfolio. And the Fed will continue to raise interest rates even if they tank the economy. Do you know who are the only ones not afraid? The ones that are invested in gold with Noble Gold Investments. Gold is the most stable asset outside of any government control. Thousands have approached Noble Gold Investments to get their hands on gold. Hurry and go to noblegoldinvestments.com to secure your wealth now. Bag a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with each gold or silver IRA if you qualify. noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. All right, my friend. As someone said to me on Twitter, you're one step away from being unfollowed. Oh no, perish the thought. What? You don't understand how I despise what they're doing to President Trump. I despise it. It is the most incredible political corruption I've ever seen. But it's allowed under the rules. What would happen? Let me give you an example. Let's assume there's a prosecutor, a real go-getter. I mean, a real go-getter. And this go-getter decides to go after gangs and you name it. BLM, Antifa, gets them under some kind of a racketeering statute. I mean, really goes after them big time, right? Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think would happen if all of a sudden somebody comes from some, I don't know what, some crazy, I don't know what the word is, somebody decides from some restorative justice or criminal law, critical law studies, crit group that goes after it and says, no, we want you to stop doing this. We think you're being too offensive, too constitutionally impermissible, your behavior. And we want to know, where's your money going? Where is this money? Where are you getting this money? And let's assume that's the reason or the basis for it, theoretically, this idea that they're getting the money, that this is about federal money, that's what this is about. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, okay? You wouldn't have any of it. You wouldn't allow any of it. You would be furious. You say, who do you think you are? Coming after us and telling us how to prosecute crime because you don't like it, because you're a corrupt Democrat under the bankroll or checkbook of George Soros. Who do you think you are? Right? And they said, oh, no, we're not coming after you because we don't like what you're doing. We're coming after you or bringing this up because we don't like the fact that you're using federal money. Yeah, that's it. It's federal money. You would say that's a pretext. That's nonsense. That's a pretextual basis for this. It's a ruse. You can't tell us what to do because you don't like it. That's exactly what's going on here. Let this case be handled in state court. And here's the best part, and you're really going to hate this. Most probably, Trump will be convicted. And you think he's going to be what? It's going to be overturned on appeal? Why? Now, I know you like him, and I think he's a swell guy, and would be a great. The stuff he did was president has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with this. This idea, yes. Many people say this is the most ridiculous case in the world. It might be chicken, whatever. It might be chicken granular. But don't think for a moment that it is without the basis or without any semblance of rationality in this. It doesn't work this way. It doesn't work this way. You can't do this. Now, Jim Jordan, if you want to go after, stick to federal matters. Stick to federal matters and find out what is happening. And by the way, follow through with it. Don't just have a hearing where you invite somebody, you subpoena somebody, like Zuckerberg or the fellow from TikTok, and you scream and yell, and you get your viral hits, and then you move on. We don't want that either. What are you doing? What is that? You can't bring in prosecutors and say, hey, what are you doing? Now, what you can do is one thing DeSantis did, who's the only person I know. If this were Florida, Alvin Bragg would be gone because he would be, well, what DeSantis did with a fellow named Andrew Warren, who was the prosecutor, the state attorney, for the 13th Judicial Circuit in Hillsborough County, my old stomping ground. And he decided, he publicly proclaimed, I'm not going to charge people with violating, whatever the statutes were about, either abortion rights or transgender or something. And Ron DeSantis brilliantly said, oh, so you're not going to prosecute it? You're out. And he replaced him. Removed him, which is his, within his jurisdiction, as he is wont to do. Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, is not going to do that. No. You kidding me? That would be okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. Or maybe the old political message or method by going up against him. Alvin Bragg, now, if you think that Trump was elevated by virtue of his being indicted, you can't believe what happened regarding Alvin Bragg. Alvin Bragg is now bigger than ever. No jokes. No. None of those jokes. He is bigger than ever. He is so enormous in the eyes of his constituency. He's a Goliath. He's a hero. So what you did was you're making him even bigger, even better, even bolder. And I haven't even gone through the other cases because, believe it or not, the cases that Trump really has to worry about is coming up in Fulton County in Georgia and the Mar-a-Lago case. And when I talk to people about this, they get mad at me. They say, you're one step away from being unfollowed. The hell with it. Unfollow me. Do you want to know the facts? No, I don't want to know the facts. Why? Because I love Trump, and that's it. If you're going to win at this game, you better play by the rules, and that means you got to understand the rules. You got to understand what's happening here. Wake up. It's like you're in some case sense of denial. Not you, but these other people. I hope it's not you. But I'm telling you right now, I am not going to lie to you. And I'm not going to tell you something that I believe to be true that you don't. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to make something up. I'm not going to distort the truth because you find it problematic. Okay? Okay. Now do me a favor. Like this video. Oh, no. You're upset, but that's the way it goes. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. And whatever you do, I beg, beseech, and entreat you to comment. Comment below. Comment as you see fit.